Hey guys, welcome back to Top 10 Nerd. I'm Ron McKenzie-Lefurgey. With Neena Thurman, aka Domino, slated to appear in Deadpool 2, nerds and non-nerds alike are scrambling to learn more about this mysterious gal with the power to get lucky. And with all the press she got from the color changes from comic to film, we thought it'd be fun to talk about other versions that differ from the original. I should say that Domino's alternate versions aren't exactly the most diverse looking since she's relatively new, so I'll spend some time discussing the storylines surrounding the versions since they look so similar. If you finish this and want more, check out our video on the alternate versions of Deadpool next. But first, get ready, it's time for the top 10 alternate versions of Domino. Number 10. Copycat Domino. Strangely, the first version of Domino we ever saw wasn't actually Domino. It was Copycat, aka Vanessa from Deadpool, who was a villain in the comics. She masqueraded as Domino for over a year before we saw the real deal. So yeah, this version's a bit weird because she doesn't look too different from normal, but that's kind of the point. She was a copy. Number 9. Wild Pack Domino. Domino joined Cable's Wild Pack, which would later become the six-pack of Earth 616, quite early in her career, and she looked a lot different than she does nowadays. More recent iterations of Domino have been fairly colorless, generally with a black bodysuit, but early Domino had a whole lot of purple. She's generally fairly lighthearted, although you'd be lighthearted too if you got lucky all the time, and she does a good job of keeping spirits up. Number 8. Limbo Domino. This is the Domino from Earth 91240 seen in the Inferno event, where demons from Limbo had attacked the Earth, led by Baroness Darkchild. Domino was part of a force attempting to liberate Darkchild from the demons that kept failing. She was eventually captured by Goblin Queen, but was instrumental in inspiring Colossus to kill his brother Darkchild. This allowed Colossus, Domino, and Boom Boom, the only 3 survivors, to get away safely. Number 7. Deadpool game Domino. Yep, turns out there aren't a ton of interesting versions of Domino, so I'll throw in the one from the game. She isn't super different from other versions, she looks pretty darn identical and has a similar attitude. But she was also quite sexualized in this game, since the game is from Deadpool's point of view, and he's a frickin' creep, although she's sexualized a fair bit. Number 6. Sterilized Domino. In Exiles number 2, we were introduced to Earth 1815. Here, Operation Zero Tolerance was successful, and the government managed to kill or imprison all superhumans. The Exiles made their way to this world, saving Charles Xavier, only to learn that he was actually the evil leader of terrorist X-Men, one of whom was, you guessed it, Domino. The imprisonment and forced sterilization didn't make her too pleased with the humans, so she became a terrorist. Frankly, I don't really blame her. Just don't kill innocents. Number 5. Ultimate Domino. This Domino was from a future timeline of Earth 1610, which is considered Earth 2107 for some reason. In this universe, she was part of the six-pack team led by Cable, and Cable believed that they needed to kill Xavier in order to save civilization, but this quest turned out to be pretty perilous. So Domino and 3 of her surviving teammates fled through time, claiming that Cable didn't pay them enough, which gives me some wicked Monty Python vibes. Number 4. MERCS for Money Domino. On Earth TRN 621, Negasonic Teenage Warhead changed the Terrigen cloud of the Inhumans, which normally would kill mutants, so that it would no longer harm mutants. Only problem is the Inhumans saw that as an abomination and war began between the two groups. 5 years later, we saw Domino working for Deadpool's MERCS for Money. She looks pretty similar to other versions with the modern black suit and seems to have the same powers, but this time it's personal. How do we know that? She chooses to do a job that doesn't pay. In her words, sometimes you strap on your guns for cash, sometimes you do it because it's what's right. Number 3. Movie Domino. This one had to be in here because it sparked quite the controversy amongst the more sensitive fans. When it came out that Domino would be black with a white spot rather than white with a black spot, all the usual SJW Marvel is cancer people came out and of course called racism. But most people see it as the non-issue that it is, and personally I think she'll be awesome. Really, I'm such a Deadpool fanboy at this point, it'll be hard for me to dislike anything about Deadpool 2, but I think she'll be great. Number 2. Age of Apocalypse Domino. Yeah, this one's a good old evil version. Not only is she cool because she's so evil, but she actually looks really different from other versions, which is so nice. In the Age of Apocalypse, Domino was an assassin working for Apocalypse. She worked alongside Caliban and Grizzly and was sent to kill X-Man, the powerful telepathic mutant. However, she failed and X-Man put her in a catatonic state by turning her own terrible memories against her. Wrecked. Number 1. STRYFE. STRYFE is definitely the coolest and most different version on this list, well deserving of number 1. In X-Force number 4, Cable came face to face with the clone he thought had died, STRYFE. This time, however, STRYFE seemed to be much more reasonable. Turns out it's actually because it was a version of Domino from an alternate future on Earth 5014. Apparently in her timeline, Cable gifted her the armor and she used a holographic masking shield to make herself look like the original STRYFE. She went back in time in order to rebuild the Mutant Liberation Front, and she ended up teaming up with Cable to fight the Scorn born, and as you can tell, she looks awesome. Although she seemed to have Cable's abilities, and even though I scoured the comic until my eyes hurt, I could not figure out why. So if anyone knows what's going on, please let me know because I'm stumped. That's it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please smack that thumbs up button and subscribe to Top 10 Nerd for more videos. Which of these versions was your favorite? Let me know in the comment section down below. I know they didn't look super different, but hopefully it was interesting to hear the different stories. And if you want a sweet playlist to watch so you can just get all nerdy, check out our Top 10 Alternate Versions playlist on the channel. Until next time, I'm Ron McKenzie-Lefurgey with Top 10 Nerd. Later, nerds.